Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk, out here in my church clothes, doing what I do for you. Oh, I got a few lessons here today. I'll try to put them all together and make them into one good lesson, so let's do it. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message and story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. You know how we do it. Right thinking mission, and yeah, that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission. That all right thinkers know thyself. I go through all my books to pick out, cherry pick information to give you to do just that. Information to help you know thyself. That's the lessons I give you for. That's the purpose of what it is. So again, I ask the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical. But if you don't have the answer, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. Check this out. Knowing thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Hope it's working out for you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. Get you to know you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinking, know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. Speaking of my yacht, this right thinkers, let's talk about a concept, what we call perfection in action. In other terms, IRE, or action is another word for IRE. I'm walking you down to the lesson of IRE. So we're going to start with perfection in action, and that's going to lead you to IRE and all other good stuff. All right, so let's start. Perfection in action. Perfection in action is a graceful, fluid, effortless way of life. Like the Tao, go with the flow. Like Bruce Lee said, be water, my friend. Just go with the flow. And that's what it is. It's a way of life which moves with what? With the world. Okay? I say acquiesce. They say go with effortless, whatever. But the idea is to understand what's going on and just maintain and do what you got to do. Now, while trying to what? Achieve certain goals in life. We're here to achieve certain goals. Right? Thinkers, ours is to know thyself. Anything after that, knock yourself out. But anything other than that ain't gonna work. Feel me? Let's go. Now, while trying to achieve goals in life and while trying to gain certain results from your actions, you should not depend on these for your inner fulfillment, though. Okay? But with this attitude, most people do things for, okay, put the work in, you reap what you sow. That's the concept. So you are doing something for something. Cause and effect. Cause you do this, the effect should be you get that. That's okay, that's fine. But watch this. You shouldn't depend on these things for your inner fulfillment. Why? With this attitude, you will be what? Surprised when you change and do the things a certain way on how much you are able to accomplish. What's this? Why? Because you have not wasted any time in anger or grief. Stuff that don't pertain to you, don't worry about it. Most people walk around carrying anger and grief about stuff that ain't got nothing to do with them half the time. They hear about it, they get involved, nonsense. So avoid that. That's perfect action. Teaches how to do that. Your actions, again, will become what? Highly qualitative and inspired. Why? Because you will be higher and you will become highly successful in any life endeavor. Why? due to your powers of able to concentrate, and it brings on inner strength. That's why you meditate, to help the inner strength get better. Along with this, what will happen? You will experience uninterrupted peace of mind, which within, which will carry you through any adversities you will face in life. Sound good? That's a good deal to me. Sound like that guy said, I'll be with you, all the time. So that's the concept. Okay. Now we slide on over here. Got some little lesson for you. Put over here. When you're practicing Maya and you're practicing self-service, this is the things you have to understand. Watch this. You must develop a balance. See me doing that? That's balance. Keep that in mind. Why? Because when you develop balance and harmony in your life, this is Maya again. In this balance, what happened? You will be able to know which direction to take in life. In life, there's always going to be options this way, that way. You got a 50-50 chance of being right or wrong. But with knowledge and understanding and practicing the Maya philosophy, whenever you got to make a decision in life, you're going to be right on point. Why? Because you know what you're doing. And this is the guidance from who? The Divine Mother, a.k.a. Maya. She won't steer you wrong. Okay? Now, right thinkers, this is important. When you devote yourself to practicing Maya, a.k.a. right thinker philosophy, you devote yourself to perform self-service. In the name of the goddess, you need not advertise why you're doing what you're doing. Understand that. I do what I do for you. But simply, watch this, but simply help others what? At every opportunity as it arises, while at the same time, what? Keeping company with virtuous people with high-minded ideas, aka good people. I call them my church family. That's why I still got my clothes on from church. But that's what you want to do. If you're around toxic people and you're trying to do the right thing, it won't work. Why? Y'all ain't gonna mesh. You ain't like oil and water. It won't go together. So understand that. You gotta be around the people, the environment that works for your benefit if you're trying to better yourself. If you're around people who don't respect you, who don't see you, they're going to not understand what you're doing. So avoid them. They become toxic. And remember this. I like this part here. You pray each morning. I do that. Been doing it for a little while now. You pray each morning that the divine self may use you. And I hear people in church, let God use you. I get the concept. I understand. Okay? You got to get in front of the people in church and read from the thing or talk to them. That ain't easy to do. I can't do it. So I understand. But when you pray every day to your divine higher self, and for what? Now, watch what you pray for. You pray to better the world. You pray that you be led to purity of heart. How? That your mind be cleansed of what? Negativity. Things such as anger, hatred, jealousy, greed, anxiety, stress, dullness, insecurity, mental agitation, etc. You see all those things that you cause pretty much for yourself. When you can eradicate those things out of your character, smooth sailing. But watch this. But now, all these things, which is what? Crippling your ability to discover your divine bliss and happiness within yourself. It ain't out there. It's inside. But look at all the stuff you got going on in your life. That's what's stopping it. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. You direct the problem for that. Okay? So watch this. Now, as you do what? These things, start perfecting your actions. You will develop insight into your calling. The calling is when you find what you like to do and you just start doing it. Okay? Some people always knew their calling. Some people find it late in life. Okay, but when you find that, watch this, and when you discover it, you will feel what a deeper enjoyment from that work, which cannot be measured in monetary sense. I tell you, I don't do this for the money. That says it right there. You have a deep concern to do it for what? For others to help. I do what I do for you. So that just tells you it ain't about the money. It ain't about that. Sorry about that, but I want that prove my point right there. I'm glad it's understood. You don't help people for money. Well, I don't. A lot of people do. I ain't one of them people. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't partake in that. So watch this. Righteous action. Perfecting yourself by doing something for others without wanting nothing in return. Watch this. Righteous action, selfless service, daily meditation, daily study of the teachings, self-control, equanimity, harmony, peace, order, contentment, and effacement of what? Your ego or what? The liquor of Maya. When you do those things, and you have control, just like the other ones, you have control over that. When you're doing that, you're a different person. Trust me, a better person. That's the point. You better yourself by the action that you perform. Okay, your IRE will determine your karma. We're getting there. I'm trying to prepare you. All right, I know I'm going. Just stay with me. And my pastor would say, I know I'm going. All right, but write this. A spiritual aspirant, that's you, right thinkers, must surround him or herself with what? With this divine nectar. Why? Because it is the substance which leads to spiritual enlightenment. Perfecting your actions, living, doing, and being righteous and virtuous on a day-to-day basis, and studying and putting in your work, you will become spiritually enlightened. Watch this. And the realization of what? You ready? Your own immortality. Once you realize that you're a spiritual being, the human part gonna die. But the spirit won't. You want to go home. Why? When this is over, if you learned your lesson here, time to go back. And that's the part you realize when you know that self. And watch this. You're the realization of your own immortality. And watch this. And supreme bliss when you realize this while still alive and in the life beyond. Meaning you in it now. And because you're in it now, when this physical life is over, your spiritual life will continue on. That's the beauty of it, okay? Understand that. Now let's switch over here to what I call what is karma? Excuse me, no, what is IRE? But it's called karma and reincarnation. But this is the judgment scene right quick. I'm trying to give the identity to these people I'm about to tell you about, okay? Now, remember, this is the judgment scene. See Anu coming in? Now, that's him. But you see the guy standing next to scales right here? Right here? That's Shah. See the two twins? That's Renan. You see the Birkin birth up there? That's Mishkanet. Who else we got down here? You see the bird with the bar? That's your bar. And that's him with his head, meaning he's conscious of himself. So the spirit is awakened, the spirit's been acknowledged, he knows himself, he's moving on. That's what it said. He's in a bar form in the spirit, the falcon body. What else we got on there? I can break down for you right quick. But this is all taking place. You see how Anubis is down there making sure the scales is level. You see Tahuti over here keeping track. That's I'm in that. I'm in. If your heart is heavy in that feather, he gets to eat, okay? Or she, Mr. She, all right? She's the devourer of the unrighteous. The thing was, if you were unrighteous, if you broke laws around, penalty for that is death. I mean, you're going to die. Why? Because your heart going to be heavy and you won't make it. So conceptually, punishment for sinners is death. Okay? Righteous people move on. So you got Shah, Mishkanet, your bar on ready to go home, and you got Ring the Neck. Those are twins, like Hasset and Nephthys. You got Ring the Neck. They represent. Let me get to the list. Sorry about that. All right, here we go. All right, but I wanted to get you ready so you know who we talk about. Because here we go. We'll talk about what is IRE. and karma and reincarnation concept. I don't see no pin marks here. So I thought I did this before, but no, I think I did it somewhere. I didn't do it here. I gave a lesson on this. Sorry about that. But yeah, this is a good lesson. It's karma and reincarnation, how it works out. Now, what is IRE? You keep saying IRE. The answer to this question can be found in the Rule Per M Haru, aka textbook of Book of Enlightenment, also incorrectly known as the Book of the Dead. All right, but coming forth by day is the true name. The goddess Mishkanet, I showed you her the birthing brick. She also presides over what? The future birth of an individual, but she represents only the culmination of the process, which has come to be known as what? Ankh. That's in Egypt. It really means reincarnation, meaning you failed judgment. In modern times, as they call it reincarnation, ancient times we call it Ankh, meaning you failed in life. In reality, what's this? It is you, the individual, who determine his or her own fate. Well, I thought we go before God, we go to see the gates important. No, that nonsense. Excuse me, maybe that. But no, no. You are the one to determine why. Because everything you say, do, and think is stored right here in your heart, because the brain and the heart is bigger than the brain in your head. This is to get you to God. God is mental and spiritual. Those two things got to go together. I tell you, it's called heart-mind coherence. They both got to work as one. But let's get to the lesson. Excuse me, back to the lesson. But I keep trying to explain to you. All your actions are registered here. That's what Tahuti is doing, keeping track of when you stand and tell him, I have not run down the 42 confessions. Oh, he keeping track, he know. So that's the concept. Watch this. But your fate is done by what? The actions that you perform where? In life. Please understand that. So don't think you got to go and say, I know Jesus to get into the gates of heaven. Knowing Jesus is fine. Emulate him, be like him, that'll get you in. He was right about through him, the way he got this, the way he did the fathers through him and what he did. You can do the same thing. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. But however, what's this? The wisdom of the ancient Egyptian sage dictated what? That's this. Watch this. That the process should be explained in mythological terms. Why? To help people better understand the philosophy, and the process works as follows. Here you go. They lay it out for you. They gave you the blueprint. The deity Shah showed you him standing up. That's you standing in. And then you got Renanet, who governs what? The individual's fate and destiny. Okay? And their fortune. Excuse me. Shah represents your destiny. Okay? Then you got, Shah is your fate. Then you got destiny and fortune, which is Renanet, and the deities, they consider to be the hands of the great God Tahuti. He keeping track, and he symbolizes what? The intellectual development of the human being. How smart you was. He keeping track, and he inscribes a person's fate. Once they have faced what? The scales of Maya. That's the true judgment from the ancient ancestors. Just Peter at the gate, and I don't know about that. But watch this. That is what? They are judged, what? In reference to their past ability to what? Uphold Maya in life. How did you live? Balanced, righteous, and virtuous? Or did you live egoistic, Satanian, doing what you want to do when that guy, what's my man, Alistair Crowley and Jay-Z prefer, do as you will? Yeah, fine. He did that. That was his philosophy. You know where that got him? Reincarnated. Moving on. But what's this? Now, a person's intellectual capacity reflects in what? Their IRE. Excuse me. Action. If you're ignorant, you're going to cause yourself a bunch of fetters, self-inflicted problems. And Set represents the ego. His hieroglyphic sign is a man with a hatchet to his head, so he's self-destructive. And if you are on that level of intellect, that's what they're telling you. Thus, watch this. Now, it is fitting for the intellect to judge what? Its own action. Who else would be better Okay, you know you. Furthermore, watch this. Again, I ain't put it in there. God, listen to this. Furthermore, no. However, God does not judge anyone. What the God said that? Nope. Assad sits on his throne and waits to see you go through the test. And when you make it to him, you already know. Like the drug dealer, you got to go through some phases before you get to see him. I went to the dispensary. That just keep freaking me out. That's how I was before you got to see me. I already knew if you got this far, you good. Okay. Assad, know if you make it to me, you good. So that's the concept. I love that. I just thought about that. But watch this. God don't judge anyway. Why? Because we are all essentially what? Gods and goddesses in the flesh, sparks of the same divinity. We all come from the one. So the God within us judges us. Hello. Hello. Can you understand what that is? The God in you will judge you. That means if God is in you, you must be God. Did you know that? Well, I thought I did say, but again, that ain't gonna get you here. This is the objective husband. This is an objective judgment. Watch, which only who the individual is responsible for, and what happened. It occurs at the unconscious level of the mind, which is beyond any interference from who? The personality, aka your ego consciousness. He had no say so in the moment at judgment, which is on the surface level of the mind. He only got one understanding. He's the one that keeps you from God. The ego edging God out. So whenever you do the I, the me,